words of Nehemiah, son of Hakaliah. Now it happened in the month of Chislev, in the 20th year of the Persian king, as I was in the capital of Susa, Hananiah, one of my brothers, and some men from Judah, came, and I asked them about the surviving Jews who had escaped and survived the captivity, and about Jerusalem. They said to me, "The remnant there, in the province who survived the captivity, are in great distress and reproach. The wall of Jerusalem is broken down, and its fortified gates have been burned, destroyed by fire." Now it came when I heard these words, I sat down and wept and mourned for days. And I was fasting and praying constantly before the God of heaven. And I said, "Please, O Lord God of heaven, the great and awesome God who keeps the covenant and loving kindness for those who love him and keep his commandments, please let your ear be attentive and your eyes open to hear the prayer of your servant, which I am praying before you day and night on behalf of your servants, the sons and descendants of Israel, Jacob, confessing the sins of the sons of Israel which we have committed against you. I and my father's house have sinned. We have acted very corruptly against you, and have not kept the commandments, nor the statutes, nor the ordinances which you commanded your servant Moses. Please remember the word which you commanded your servant Moses, saying, if you are unfaithful and violate your obligations to me, I will scatter you abroad among the peoples. But if you return to me and keep my commandments and do them, though those of you who have been scattered are the most remote part of the heavens, I will gather them from there and will bring them to the place where I have chosen for my name to dwell. Now they are your servants and your people, whom you have redeemed by your great power and by your strong hand. Please, O Lord, let your ear be attentive to the prayer of your servant and the prayer of your servants who delight to reverently fear your name, your essence, your nature, your attributes with awe. And make your servant successful this day, and grant him compassion in the sight of this man the king. For I was cupbearer to the king of Persia. In the month of Nisan, in the 20th year of King Xerxes, then wine was placed before him. I took the wine and gave it to the king. Now I had not previously been sad in his presence. So the king said to me, "Why do you look sad when you are not sick? This is nothing but sadness of heart." Then I was very frightened, and I said to the king, "Let the king live forever. Why should my face not be sad when the city, the place of my father's tombs, lie desolate, and its gates have been consumed by fire?" The king said to me, "What do you request?" So I prayed to the God of heaven, and I said to the king, "If it pleases the king, and if your servant has found in favor in your presence, I ask that you send me to Judah, to the city of my father's tombs, so that I may rebuild it." The king, beside whom the queen was sitting, asked me, "How long will your journey take, and when will you return?" So it pleased the king to send me, and I gave him a definite time for my return. Then I said to the king, "If it pleases the king, let letters be given to me for the governors of the provinces beyond the Euphrates River, so that they will allow me to pass through until I reach Judah, and a letter to Asaph, the keeper of the king's forest, so that he will give me timber to construct beams for the gates of the fortress, which is by the temple, and for the city wall, and for the house which I will occupy." And the king granted me what I asked, for the good hand of my God was upon him. Then I came to the governors of the provinces beyond the Euphrates River, and gave them the king's letters. Now the king had sent officers of the army and the horsemen with me. And when Sanballat the Horonite and Tobiah the Ammonite official heard this, it caused them great displeasure that someone had come to see about the welfare and prosperity of the Israelites. So I came to Jerusalem and was there for 3 days. Then I got up in the night, I and a few men with me. I did not tell anyone what my God was putting in my heart to do for Jerusalem. And there was no animal with me except the one on which I was riding, so as to not attract attention. So I went out at night by the valley gate toward the Dragon's Well and to the Refuse Gate, and inspected the walls of Jerusalem which were broken down, and its gates which were consumed by fire. Then I passed over to the Fountain Gate and to the King's Pool, but there was no place for the animal that I was riding to pass. So I went up at night by the ravine of Kidron and inspected the wall. Then I turned back and entered the city by the valley gate and returned. The officials did not know where I had gone or what I had done, nor had I yet told the Jews, the priests, the nobles, the officials, or the rest who did the work. Then I said to them, "You see the bad situation that we are in? How Jerusalem is so desolate and lies in ruins, and its gates have been burned with fire? Come and let us rebuild the wall of Jerusalem, so that we will no longer be a disgrace." Then I told them how the hand of my God had been favorable to me, and also about the words that the king had spoken to me. And they said, "Let us rise up and build." So they thoroughly supported the good work. But when Sanballat the Horonite and Tobiah the Ammonite official and Geshem the Arab heard about it, they mocked us and regarded us with contempt and said, "What is this thing you are doing? Are you rebelling against the king?" I answered them, "The God of heaven has appointed us for his purpose and will give us success. Therefore we, his servants, will arise and build. But you have no portion, right, or memorial in Jerusalem." Then Elishabeb the high priest rose up with his brothers and priests and built the sheep gate. They consecrated it and set up its doors, and they consecrated the wall westward to the Tower of the 100, as far as the Tower of Hanau. Next to Elishabeb, the men of Jericho built the next to them Sechur the son of Imri built. Now the sons of Hassenaah built the fish gate. They laid its beams and set up its doors, with its bolts and its bars. Next to them, Meremoth the son of Uriah the son of Hakkak made repairs. Next to him, Meshullam the son of Berechiah the son of Mishabel made repairs. Next to him, Zadok the son of Bana also made repairs. Next to him, the men of Tekoa made repairs, but their nobles did not support the work of their overseers. Joadiah the son of Pessah and Meshullam the son of Bezodiah repaired the old gate. They laid its beams and set up its doors with its bolts and its bars. Next to them, Melatiah the Gibeonite and Jadon the Merazanite, the men of Gibeon and of Mizpah, made repairs for the official seat, Jerusalem residence of the governor of the province beyond the Euphrates River. Next to them, Uziel the son of Harnani, one of the goldsmiths, made repairs. Next to him, Hananias, one of the perfumers, made repairs, and they restored Jerusalem as far as the broad wall. Next to them, Raphiah, the son of Hur, official of half the district of Jerusalem, made repairs. Next to them, Jedidiah, the son of Harupha, made repairs opposite his own house. And next to him, Hattush, the son of Hashabiah, made repairs. Malchiah, the son of Haram, and Asab, the son of Pahath Moab, repaired another section in the Tower of the Furnaces. Next to him, Shalom, the son of Helishus, the official of half the district of Jerusalem, made repairs, he and his daughters. Hanan, the inhabitants of Zanoah, repaired the valley gate. They built it and set up its doors with its bolts and its bars, and repaired 1,000 cubits, 1,500 feet of the wall, as far as the refuse gate. Malchiah, the son of Rechab, the official of the district of Beth-Horon, repaired the refuse gate. He rebuilt it and set its doors with its bolts and its bars. Shalom, the son of Kolhazah, official of the district of Mezabah, repaired the fountain gate. He rebuilt it and covered with the roof and set up its doors with its bolts and its bars. And he rebuilt the wall of the pool of Salom by the king's garden, as far as the stairs that descend the eastern slope, from the section of Jerusalem known as the City of David. After him, Nehemiah the son of Aspik, official of half the district of Bethsur, repaired the wall as far as a point in front of the tombs of David, and as far as the artificial pool in the house of the guards. After him, the Levites carried out repairs under Braham the son of Bani. Next to him, Hashabiah, official of half the district of Keilah, carried out repairs for his district. After him, their brothers carried out repairs under Baviah the son of Henadad, official of the other half of the district Keilah. Next to him, Ezra the son of Jeshua, the official of Mizpah, repaired another section northward in front of the ascent to the armory at the angle on the wall. After him, Berechiah, son of Zebiah, zealously repaired another section toward the hill, from the angle in the wall to the door of the house of Elishabeb, the high priest. After him, Meremoth, the son of Uriah, the son of Hakkaz, repaired another eastern section from the door of Elishabeb's house as far as the end of his house. After him, the priestmen of the lower Jordan Valley carried out repairs. After them, Benjamin and Hasub made repairs in front of their house. After them, Azariah, the son of Messiah, the son of Anaiah, carried out repairs beside his own house. After him, Buni, the son of Henazadad, repaired another section of the wall, from the house of Azariah to the angle in the wall, and to the corner. Palel, the son of Uzai, made repairs in front of the angle in the wall, and the tower projecting from the upper house, palace of the king, which is by the courtyard of the guard. After him, Pedaiah, the son of Parosh, made repairs. The temple servants were living in Opal, the hill south of the temple, and they made repairs as far as the front of the water gate, and on the east and the projecting tower. After them, the Tekoites repaired another section in front of the great projecting tower, and as far as the wall of Ophel. Above the horse gate the priests made repairs, each one in front of his own house. After them Zadok the son of Immer carried out repairs in front of his house. After him Shemaiah the son of Shekinah, keeper of the house gate, repaired the wall. After him Hananiah the son of Shelemiah and Hanan the sixth son of Zeleph repaired another section. After him Meshullam the son of Berechiah carried out repairs in front of his own quarters. After him Malchiah, one of the goldsmiths, carried out repairs as far as the house of the temple servants and of the merchants in front of the inspection gate, and as far as the upper room of the corner. Between the upper room of the corner and the sheep gate, the goldsmiths and merchants carried out repairs. But when Sanballat heard that we were rebuilding the wall, he became furious and completely enraged, and he ridiculed the Jews. He spoke before his brothers in the army of Samaria. What are these feeble Jews doing? Can they restore it for themselves? Can they offer sacrifices? Can they finish in a day? Can they revive the stones from the heaps of dust and rubbish, even the ones that had been burned? Now Tobiah the Ammonite was beside him, and he said, even what they are building, if a fox should get up on it, he would break down their stone wall. And Nehemiah prayed, hear, O our God, how we are despised. Return their taunts on their own heads. Give them up as prey in a land of captivity. Do not forgive their wrongdoing, and do not let their sin be wiped out before you. For they have offended the builders and provoked you. So we built the wall, and the entire wall was joined together to half its height, for the people had a heart to work. But when Sanballat, Tobiah, the Arabs, and the Ammonites, and the Ashdodites heard that the repair of the walls of Jerusalem went on, and that the breaches were being closed, they were very angry. They all conspired together to come and to fight against Jerusalem and to cause a disturbance in it. But we prayed to our God, and because of them we set up a guard against them day and night. The leaders of Judah said, the strength of the burden bearers is failing, and there is much rubble. We ourselves are unable to rebuild the wall. Our enemies said, they will not know or see us until we are among them. Kill them and put a stop to the work. When the Jews who lived near them came, they said to us 10 times repeatedly, from every place you turn they will come against us. So I stationed armed men behind the wall in the lowest places, at the open positions where it was at least protected. And I stationed the people and families with their swords, spears, and bows. When I saw their fear, I stood and said to the nobles and officials and the rest of the people, do not be afraid of them. Confidently remember the Lord who is great and awesome, and with courage from him, fight for your brothers, your sons, your daughters, your wives, and for your home. Now when our enemies heard that we knew about their plot against us, and that God had frustrated their plan, we all returned to the wall, each one to his work. From that day on, half of my servants carried on the work, while the other half held the spears, shields, bows, and breastplates, and the captains were behind the whole house of Judah. Those who were rebuilding the wall and those who carried burdens loaded themselves so that everyone worked with one hand and held a weapon with the other. Every builder had his sword secured at his side as we built, and the one who sounded the trumpet to summon the troops stood at my side. I said to the nobles, the officials, and the rest of the people, the work is great and extensive, and we are separated on the wall, far from one another. Wherever you hear the sound of the trumpet, gather to us there. Our God will fight for us. So we carried on with the work, with half of them holding spears, from dawn until the stars came out. And at that time I also said to the people, let each man with his servant spend the night inside Jerusalem, so that they may serve as a guard for us at night and a laborer during the day. So neither I, my brothers' relatives, my servants, nor the men of the guard who followed me, none of us took off our clothes, each took his weapon even to the water. Now there was a great outcry of the poorer people and their wives against their Jewish brothers to whom they were deeply in debt. For there were some who were saying, we along with our sons and our daughters are many, therefore allow us to get grain so that we may eat and survive. There were others who were saying, we are mortgaging our fields, our vineyards, and our houses to buy grain because of the famine. There were also others who were saying, we have borrowed money on our fields and vineyards for the Persian king's heavy tax. Now our flesh skin is the same as that of our brothers' relatives, and our children are like their children. Yet here we are selling our sons and our daughters to be slaves. And some of our daughters have forced into bondage already, and we are powerless to redeem them because our fields and vineyards belong to others. Then I was very angry when I heard their outcry and these words of accusation. I thought it over and then challenged their nobles and the rulers. I said to them, you are exacting usury excessive interest from your own brother relative. So I held a great assembly to confront them, and I said to them, according to our ability, we have redeemed, purchased back our Jewish brothers who were sold to the Gentile nations. Now would you even sell your brothers that they might be sold to us? Then they were silent and could not find a single word to say. So I said, what you are doing is not good. Should you not walk in the fear of God to prevent the taunting by the pagan nations, our enemies? And likewise I, my brothers, and my servants are lending them money and grain. Please let us stop charging the interest. Please give back to them this very day their fields, their vineyards, their olive groves, and their houses, and also 100th part of the money, the grain, the new wine, and all the oil you are lending them. Then they said, we will give it back and not require anything from them. We will do exactly as you say. Then I called the priest and took an oath from them that they would act in accordance with this promise. I also shook out the front of my garment and said, so may God shake out every man from his house and from his possessions who does not keep his promise. Like this may he be shaken out and empty. And all the assembly said, Amen, and they praised the Lord. Then the people acted in accordance with this promise. Moreover, from the day that I was appointed to be their governor in the land of Judah, from the 20th year to the 32nd year of King Artaxerxes, for 12 years neither I nor my relatives have eaten the governor's food allowance. But the former governors who were in office before me put heavy burdens on the people and took food and wine from them, in addition to 40 shekels of silver, as an excessive monthly salary. Even their servants assumed authority over the people, but I did not do so because of the reverent fear of God. I also applied myself to the work on this wall. We did not buy any land, and all my servants were gathered together there for the work. Moreover, there were at my table 150 Jews and officials, besides those who came to us from the nations that were around us. Now the following were prepared for each day: 1 ox and 6 choice sheep. Also fowls, poultry were prepared for me, and at intervals of 10 days all sorts of wine was provided in abundance. Yet for all this I did not demand the governor's food allowance, because the servitude was heavy on this people. Remember me, O my God, for good, according to all that I have done for this people. Now when Sanballat, Tobiah, Geshem the Arab, and the rest of our enemies heard that I had rebuilt the wall, and that there was no breach left in it, although at that time I had not set up doors in the gates, Sanballat and Geshem sent word to me, saying, Come, let us meet together in Cherubim in the plain of Ona, for they were planning to harm me. So I sent messengers to them, saying, I am doing a great work and cannot come down. Why should the work stop while I have leave them to come down to meet with you? They sent word to me 4 times in this way, and I answered them in the same way. Then Sanballat sent his servant to me in the same way the 5th time, with an open letter in his hand. In it was written, It is reported among the neighboring nations, and Geshem is saying that you and the Jews are planning to revolt, and that is the reason you are rebuilding the wall. And according to these reports, you are to be their king. Also, it is reported that you have appointed prophets to make a proclamation concerning you in Jerusalem, saying, There is a king in Judah. And now these kings will be reported to the Persian king. So come now, and let us consult together. I sent a message to him, saying, Such things as you are saying have not been done. You are inventing them in your own mind. For they all wanted to frighten us, thinking they will become discouraged with the work, and it will not be done. But now, O God, strengthen my hands. Then I went into the house of Shemaiah, the son of Delaiah, the son of Methabel, who was confined at home. He said, Let us meet and take refuge together in the house of God, within the temple. And let us shut the doors of the temple, because they are coming to kill you, and they are coming to kill you at night. But I said, Should a man like me flee in fear and hide? Should someone like me enter the temple for sanctuary to save his life? I will not go. Then I realized that God had not sent him, but he spoke this prophecy against me because Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. He was hired for this reason, that I would be frightened and do as he said and sin, so that they would have grounds to make a malicious report in order to censure and disgrace me. Remember, O my God, Tobiah the Sanballat in regard to these actions of theirs, and also remember the prophetess Noadiah and the rest of the prophets who were trying to frighten me. So the wall was finished on the 25th day of the month Elul, and in 52 days. When all our enemies heard about it, and all the Gentile nations around us saw it, they lost their confidence, for they recognized that this work had been accomplished with the help of our God. Moreover, in those days many letters went from the nobles of Judah to Tobiah, and Tobiah's letters came to them. for many in Judah were bound by oath to him, because he was the son-in-law of Shekinah the son of Erah, and his son Jehonan had married the daughter of Meshullam the son of Berechiah. Also they were speaking about Tobiah's good deeds in my presence, and reporting to him what I said. Then Tobiah sent letters to frighten me. Now when the wall had been rebuilt, and I had set up the doors, and the gatekeepers, singers, and Levites had been appointed, I put my brother Hananiah with Hananiah, the commander of the fortress, in charge of Jerusalem. For Hananiah was a more faithful and God-fearing man than many of the others. I said to them, "Do not let the gates of Jerusalem be open until the sun is hot, and while the watchmen are still standing guard. Have them shut and bar the doors. Appoint guards from the residents of Jerusalem, each at his post on the wall, and each in front of his own house." Now the city was spacious and large, but there were few people in it, and the houses had not yet been built. Then my God put into my heart to assemble the nobles, the officials, and the people to be registered by genealogy. Then I found the register of the genealogy of those who came from Babylon first, and I found the following record. These are the sons, descendants of people of the province who came from the captivity of the exiles whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had deported to Babylon. They returned to Jerusalem and to Judah, each to his city. The ones who came was Zerubbabel, Jeshua, Nehemiah, Azariah, Ramiah, Nehemiah, Mordecai, Bilshan, Mispereth, Bigab, Naaman, and Benah. The men of the people of Israel numbered: the sons of Parash 2,172, the sons of Shephatiah 372, the sons of Arah 652, the sons of Pathath-Moab of the sons of Jeshua and Joab 2,818, the sons of Elam 1,254, the sons of Zatu 845, the sons of Zakkai 760, the sons of Binui 648, the sons of Bibi 628, the sons of Azgad 2,322, the sons of Adakim 667, the sons of Begavai 2,067, the sons of Aden 655, the sons of Etir of Hezekiah 98, the sons of Hashem 328, the sons of Bizai 324, the sons of Hariph 112, the sons of Gibeon 95, the men of Bethlehem and Nephpateh 188, the men of Anathoth 128, the men of Beth Amazbath 42, the men of Kirath Jearim, Shebriah, and Beeroth 743, the men of Ramah and Geba 621, the men of Michmas 122, the men of Bethel and Ai 123, the men of the other Nebo 52, the sons of the other Elam 1,254, the sons of Haram 320, the sons of Jericho 345, the sons of Lod, Hadid, and Ono 721, the sons of Sanah 3,930. These are the priests, the sons of Jedediah and of the house of Jeshua 973, the sons of Emer 1,052, the sons of Pashur 1,247, the sons of Haram 1,017. These are the Levites, the sons of Jeshua of Kadmiel, and the sons of Hadobah, the singers, the sons of Asaph, the gatekeepers, the sons of Shalom, the sons of Atir, the sons of Talmud, the sons of Akbab, the sons of Hattiah, and the sons of Shobai 138. The temple servants, the sons of Ziha, the sons of Hasubah, the sons of Tobiah, the sons of Keros, the sons of Sia, the sons of Padan, the sons of Labana, the sons of Hagabah, the sons of Shalmei, the sons of Hanan, the sons of Gidel, the sons of Gehar, the sons of Reah, the sons of Rezin, the sons of Nakoda, the sons of Gazam, the sons of Uzzah, the sons of Paseah, the sons of Besai, the sons of Menuam, the sons of Nephuizim, the sons of Bakak, the sons of Habuka, the sons of Harhur, the sons of Baslit, the sons of Mehida, the sons of Harsha, the sons of Barkos, the sons of Sisera, the sons of Tema, the sons of Neziah, the sons of Hatipatha, the sons of Solomon's servants, the sons of Sotai, the sons of Sophereth, the sons of Perida, the sons of Jael, the sons of Darkin, the sons of Gidel, the sons of Shethahiah, the sons of Hetiel, the sons of Porsheth Hasbib, the sons of Ammon. All the temple servants and the sons of Solomon's servants totaled 392. And these were the ones who came up from Tel Melah, Tel Harsha, Cherub, Aden, and Emer. But they had no birth records and could not prove their fathers' houses or their descent, whether they were of Israel. The sons of Deliah, the sons of Tobiah, the sons of Nekoda, 642. Of the priests, the sons of Obadiah, the sons of Hakkiz, the sons of Barzillai, who was so named because he had married one of the daughters of Barzillai, the well-known Gileadite, and was named after them. These men searched for their ancestral registration among those recorded in the genealogies, but it was not located, so they were excluded from the priesthood as ceremonial unclean. The governor told them that they should not eat any of the most holy food until a priest arose with Urim and Thummim to determine God's will in the matter. The entire assembly together was 42,360, besides their male and their female servants, of whom there were 7,337, and they had 245 male and female singers. Their horses were 736, their mules 245, their camels 435, their donkeys 6,720. Some from among the heads of fathers' households gave to the work. The governor gave to the treasury 1,000 gold drachmas, 50 basins, 530 priest garments. Some of the heads of fathers' households gave to the treasury for the work 20,000 gold drachmas and 2,200 silver minas. And what the rest of the people gave was 20,000 gold drachmas, 2,000 silver minas, and 67 priest garments. So the priests, the Levites, the gatekeepers, the singers, some of the people, the temple servants, along with all Israel, lived in their cities. And when the 7th month came, the sons, descendants of Israel, Jacob, were in their cities. Then all the people gathered together as one man at the open square in front of the water gate, and they asked Ezra the scribe to bring the book of the law of Moses, which the Lord had given to Israel. So Ezra the priest brought the law before the assembly of men, women, and all who could listen with understanding on the first day of the 7th month. Then he read from it in front of the open square which was in front of the water gate, from early morning until midday, in the presence of the men and women, those who could understand, and all the people listened carefully to the book of the law. Ezra the scribe stood on a large wooden platform, which they had constructed for this purpose. And beside him on the platform stood Mattithiah, Shema, Ananiah, Uriah, Hilkiah, and Messiah on his right, and Pedaiah, Mishael, Malchijah, Hashem, Hashdabana, Zechariah, and Meshullam on his left. Ezra opened the book in the sight of all the people, for he was standing above them, and when he opened it, all the people stood up. Then Ezra blessed the Lord, the great God, and all the people answered, Amen! Amen! while lifting up their hands. And they knelt down and worshipped the Lord with their faces toward the ground. Also Jeshua, Benai, Shariah, Jamin, Akub, Shabbathai, Hodiah, Messiah, Kalida, Azariah, Jozabad, Hanan, Peliah, and the Levites explained the law to the people, and the people remained in their places. So they read from the book of the law of God, translating and explaining it so that the people understood the reading. Then Nehemiah, who was the governor, and Ezra the priest and scribe, and the Levites who taught the people, said to all the people, This day is holy to the Lord your God. Do not mourn or weep. For all the people were weeping when they heard the words of the law. Then Ezra said to them, Go your way, eat the rich festival food, drink the sweet drink, and send portions to for whom nothing is prepared. For this day is holy to our Lord. And do not be worried, for the joy of the Lord is your strength and your stronghold. So the Levites quieted all the people, saying, Be still, for the day is holy, and do not be worried. Then all the people went on their way to eat, to drink, to send portions of food to others, and to celebrate a great festival, because they understood the words which had been communicated to them. On the 2nd day, all of the heads of fathers' households, of all the people, the priests, and the Levites, were gathered before Ezra the scribe to gain insight into the words of the law, divine instruction. They found written in the law how the Lord had commanded through Moses that the Israelites should live in booths, huts, during the feast of the 7th month. So they proclaimed and published an announcement in all their cities and in Jerusalem, saying, Go out to the hills and bring olive branches, wild olive, myrtle, palm, and other leafy branches to make booths, as it is written. So the people went out and brought them and made booths for themselves, each on the roof of his house, and in their courtyards and in the courtyards of God's house, and in the open square of the water gate, and in the square of the gate of Ephraim. The entire assembly of those who had returned from the captivity made booths and lived in them. Indeed, since the days of Joshua the son of Nun until that very day, the Israelites had not done so. And there was great rejoicing and celebration. Every day, from the first day to the last, Ezra read the book of the law of God. They celebrated the feast for 7 days. On the 8th day there was a closing solemn assembly in accordance with the ordinance. Now on the 24th day of this month the Israelites assembled with fasting and in sackcloth with dirt on their heads. The descendants of Israel, Jacob, separated themselves from all foreigners and stood and confessed their sins and the wrongdoings of their fathers. While they stood in their places, they read from the book of the law of the Lord their God for a fourth of the day, and for another fourth of it they confessed their sins and worshiped the Lord their God. On the platform of the Levites stood Jeshua, Bani, Kadmiel, Shabaniah, Bani, Sherebiah, Bani, and Chennai, and they called out with a loud voice to the Lord their God. Then the Levites Jeshua, Kadmiel, Bani, Hashabaniah, Sherebiah, Hodiah, Shebaniah, and Pethiah said, "Stand up and bless, praise, honor the Lord your God from everlasting to everlasting. May your glorious name be blessed and exalted above all blessing and praise." And Ezra said, "You are the Lord, you alone. You have made the heavens, the heaven of heavens, with all their hosts, the heavenly bodies, the earth and everything that is on it, the seas and everything that is in them. You give life to all of them, and the heavenly host is bowing down in worship to you. You are the Lord God, who chose Abram and brought him out of Ur of the Chaldees and gave him the name Abraham. You found his heart to be faithful before you, and you made a covenant with him to give him the land of the Canaanite, of the Hittite, of the Amorite, of the Perizzite, the Jebusite, and the Gerashite, to give it to his descendants. And you have fulfilled your promise, for you are righteous and just. You saw our fathers' affliction in Egypt, and you heard their cry by the Red Sea, the Sea of Reeds. Then you preferred signs and wonders against Pharaoh, against all his servants and all the people of his land. For you knew that they behaved arrogantly toward them, the Israelites, and you made a name for yourself as it is to this day. You divided the sea before them so that they passed through the midst of the sea on dry land. You hurled their pursuers into the depths like a stone into mighty and raging waters. And with a pillar of cloud you led them by day, and with a pillar of fire by night, to light the way for them in which they were to go. Then you came down on Mount Sinai and spoke with them from heaven, and you gave them fair ordinances and true laws, good statutes and commandments. So you made known to them your holy Sabbath, and gave them commandments, statutes, and laws through your servant Moses. You gave them bread from heaven for their hunger, and brought water for them out of a rock for their thirst. And you told them to enter and take possession of the land that you swore to give them. But they, our fathers, acted arrogantly. They stiffened their necks and would not heed your commandments. They refused to listen and obey, and did not remember your wondrous acts which you had performed among them. So they stiffened their necks, and in their rebellion appointed a leader in order to return them to slavery in Egypt. But you are a God of forgiveness, gracious and merciful and compassionate, slow to anger and abounding in loving kindness, and you did not abandon them. Even when they had made for themselves a calf of cast metal and said, "This is your God who brought you up from Egypt," and committed great and contemptible blasphemies, you in your great mercy and compassion did not abandon them in the wilderness. The pillar of the cloud did not lead them by day to lead them in the way, nor the pillar of fire by night to light for them the way they should go. You also gave your good spirit to instruct them. You did not withhold your manna from their mouth, and you gave them water for their thirst. Indeed, for 40 years you sustained them in the wilderness. They lacked nothing. Their clothes did not wear out, and their feet did not swell. You also gave them kingdoms and people, and you allotted the kingdoms to them as a boundary. So they took possession of the land of Sihon, king of Heshbon, and the land of Og, king of Bashan. You made their children as numerous as the stars of heaven, and you brought them into the land which you told their fathers to enter and possess. So their sons' descendants went in and took possession of the land, and you subdued before them the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, and you gave them into their hand with their kings and the peoples of the land, to do with them as they pleased. They captured fortified cities and a fertile land, and they took possession of houses full of good things, honed cisterns, vineyards, olive groves, and fruit trees in abundance. So they ate and were filled and became fat, and they reveled and were delighted in your great goodness. Yet they were disobedient and rebelled against you, and cast your law behind their backs, and killed your prophets who warned them to return to you. And they committed great and contemptible blasphemies. Therefore you handed them over to their enemies who oppressed them. But when they cried out to you in the time of their suffering and distress, you heard them from heaven, and according to your great compassion you gave them people to rescue them, who rescued them from the hand of their enemies. But as soon as they had rest, they again did evil before you. Therefore you abandoned them into the hand of their enemies, so that they ruled over them. Yet when they turned and cried out again to you, you heard them from heaven, and you rescued them many times in accordance with your compassion. and you admonished them and warned them to turn them back to your law. Yet they acted presumptuously and arrogantly and did not heed your commandments, but sinned against your ordinances, which by keeping a man will live. But they turned a stubborn shoulder, stiffened their neck, and would not listen. Yet you were patient with them for many years, and admonished them and warned them by your Spirit through your prophets. Still they would not listen. Therefore you gave them into the hand power of the peoples of their lands. Yet in your great compassion you did not utterly destroy them or abandon them, for you are a gracious and merciful God. Now therefore, our God, the great, the mighty, and the awesome God who keeps the covenant and loving kindness, do not let all the hardships seem insufficient before you, which has come upon us, our kings, our princes, our priests, our prophets, our fathers, and all your people, since the time of the kings of Assyria to this day. However, you are just and righteous in everything that has come upon us, for you have dealt faithfully, but we have acted wickedly. Our kings, our princes, our priests, and our fathers have not kept your law or paid attention to your commandments and your warnings which you had given them. But they in their kingdom, with your great goodness which you gave them, with the broad and rich land which you set before them, did not serve you or turn from their wicked deeds. Behold, we are slaves today, and as for the land which you gave our fathers to eat of its fruit and its goodness, behold, we are slaves in it. Its abundant produce is for the kings whom you have set over us, but because of our sins, they also rule over our bodies and over our cattle as they please, so we are in great distress. Now because of all this, we are making an agreement in writing, and on the sealed document are the names of our princes, our Levites, and our priests. Now these were the names of the sealed document: Nehemiah the governor, the sons of Hekeliah and Zedekiah, Sariah, Azariah, Jeremiah, Pashhur, Amariah, Malchijah, Hattush, Shebaniah, Malluch, Haram, Memeroth, Obadiah, Daniel, Ginnathan, Baruch, Meshullam, Abijah, Mehijamin, Mesaiah, Bilgai, Shemaiah. These were the priests. And the Levites, Jeshua son of Azaniah, Binui of the sons of Henadad, Kabneel, and their brothers, Shebiah, Hodiah, Kelita, Peliah, Hanan, Micah, Rehob, Hashabiah, Zachar, Sherebiah, Shebaniah, Hodiah, Bani, Benuel, the leaders of the people Parash, Pahabath Moab, Elam, Zatu, Bani, Buni, Asgad, Bibi, Adonijah, Bigbai, Adin, Ater, Hezekiah, Azur, Hodiah, Hashem, Beziah, Harif, Ananoth, Nebai, Magpiash, Meshullam, Hazar, Meshabale, Zadok, Jaddua, Halatiah, Hanan, Ananiah, Hoshea, Hananiah, Hasab, Halohesh, Hilha, Shobek, Rehum, Hashabana, Messiah, Ahiah, Hanan, Anan, Maluch, Huram, Banah. Now the rest of the people, the priests, the Levites, the gatekeepers, the singers, the temple servants, and all those who had separated themselves from the peoples of the land to the law of God, their wives, their sons, their daughters, all those who had knowledge and understanding, are joining with their fellow Israelites, their nobles, and are taking on themselves a curse and an oath to walk in God's law, which was given through Moses the servant of God, and to keep and to observe all the commandments of God our Lord, and his ordinances and statutes, and that we will not give our daughters as wives to the peoples of the land, or take the daughters for our sons. As for the peoples of the land who bring merchandise or any grain on the Sabbath day to sell, we will not buy from them on the Sabbath or on a holy day, and we will give up raising crops during the 7th year, leaving the land uncultivated, and forgive every debt. Also we pledge ourselves to contribute yearly 1/3 of a shekel for the service expenses of the house of our God, for the showbread, for the continual grain offerings and the continual burnt offerings, for the offerings on the Sabbaths, the new moons, the feast at appointed times, for the holy things, for the sin offerings to make atonement for Israel, and for all the work of the house of our God. We have also cast lots, the priests, the Levites, and the people, for contributing the supply of wood to bring it to the house of our God, according to our fathers' households, at set times annually, to burn on the altar of the Lord our God, as it is written in the law. And we obligate ourselves to bring the first fruits of our ground and the first fruits of all the fruit of every tree to the house of the Lord annually, as well as the firstborn of our sons and of our cattle, as it is written in the law, and the firstborn of our herds and flocks to bring to the house of our God. For the priests who minister in the house of our God, we will bring the first and best of our dough, our contributions, the fruit of every tree, the new wine, and the olive oil to the priests, to the chambers of the house of our God. and the tithe of our ground to the Levites, for the Levites are the ones who receive the tithes in all the rural towns. The priest, the son of Aaron, shall be with the Levites when they receive tithes, and they shall bring 1/10 of the tithes up to the house of our Lord, to the chambers of the storehouse. For the Israelites and the sons of Levi shall bring the offering of the grain, the new wine, and the oil to the chambers, the utensils of the sanctuary. The priests who are ministering, the gatekeepers, and the singers are there. In this manner we will not neglect the house of our God. Now the leaders of the people lived in Jerusalem, but the rest of the people cast lots to bring one person out of 10 to live in Jerusalem, the holy city, while 9/10 remained in the other cities. And the people blessed all the men who volunteered to live in Jerusalem. These are the heads of the provinces who lived in Jerusalem, but in the cities of Judah everyone lived on his property in their cities. The Israelites, the priests, the Levites, the temple servants, and the descendants of Solomon's servants. And some of the servants of Judah had come of the sons of Benjamin, lived in Jerusalem. From the sons of Judah, Athai, the son of Uzziah, the son of Zechariah, the son of Amariah, the son of Shephatiah, the son of Malchiel, the sons of Perez, the Messiah, the son of Baruch, the son of Kol-Hozeh, the son of Haziah, the son of Adonai, the son of Jeriab, the son of Zechariah, the son of Shelomith. All the sons of Perez who lived at Jerusalem were 468 able men. These are the sons of Benjamin: Salu the son of Meshullam, the son of Joed, the son of Pedaiah, the son of Kaliah, the son of Maaseiah, the son of Ithiel, the son of Jeshiah, and after him Gabai and Salai, 928. Joel the son of Zichri was their overseer, and Judah the son of Hasunah was second in command of the city. Of the priests, Jedaiah the son of Joram, Janin, Shariah the son of Hilkiah, the son of Meshullam, the son of Zadok, the son of Rioth, the son of Ahitub, the leader of the house of God, and their brothers, relatives, fellow workers, who did the work of the house, 822. And Adaiah the son of Jeroham, the son of Peliah, the son of Amzi, the son of Zechariah, the son of Pashhur, the son of Malchijah, and his brothers, heads of fathers' households, 242. And Ashmasai, the son of Azareel, the son of Aziah, the son of Meshillemoth, the son of Emer, and their brothers, brave men, 128. Their overseer was Zabdiel, the son of Haggedolim, one of the great men. Now from the Levites, Shemaiah, the son of Hasub, the son of Azrachim, the son of Hashbadiah, the son of Buni, and Shabbathai, Josabad, from the leaders of the Levites, who were in charge of the outside work of the house of God. Mattaniah, the son of Micah, the son of Zabdi, the son of Asaph, who was the leader to begin the thanksgiving and prayer. Bachubiah, second among his brothers, and Abda, the son of Shemua, the son of Galal, the son of Jethun, and all the Levites in the holy city totaled 284. The gatekeepers, Akub, Talmon, and their kinsmen who kept watch at the gates totaled 172. Now the rest of Israel, the priests and the Levites, were all in the cities of Judah, each on his own inheritance. But the temple servants who were living in Ophel, Zihah, and Gashva were in charge of the temple servant. The overseer of the Levites in Jerusalem was Uzi, the son of Bani, the son of Hashbiah, the son of Mattaniah, the son of Micah, from Asaph's sons, who were the singers in regard to the work of the house of God. For there was a command from the Persian king regarding the singers as to their daily task. Pethiah, the son of Meshezabel, of the sons of Zerah, the son of Judah, was the king's representative in all matters concerning the people. As for the villages with their fields, some sons, descendants of Judah, lived in Kiriath-arba and its towns, Dibon and its towns, and Jekabazeel and its villages, in Jeshua, in Moladah, in Beth-Pelet, in Hazar Shaul, and in Beersheba and its towns, in Ziglag and in Mokana and its towns, in Imran, in Zorah, and in Jarmuth, Zonoah, Adullam, and their villages, Lachish and its fields, and Azekah and its towns. So they camped from Beersheba as far as the Hinnon Valley. The sons of descendants of Benjamin who also lived from Geba onward, at Michmash, Ai, Bethel, and its towns, at Anathoth, Nob, Ananiah, Hazor, Ramah, Gittim, Hadid, Zeboim, Nebalat, Lod, and Ono, the valley of the craftsmen, and certain divisions of the Levites in Judah belonged to Benjamin. Now these are the priests and Levites who came up with Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel, and with Jeshua, Sariah, Jeremiah, Ezra, Amariah, Maluch, Hattush, Shechaniah, Rahum, Meremoth, Edo, Gianothoi, Abijah, Mijamin, Mediah, Bilgah, Shemaiah, Jorab, Jediah, Salu, Amik, Hilkiah, and Jedediah. These were the heads of the priests and their kinsmen in the days of Jeshua. The Levites were Jeshua, Binnui, Kadmiel, Sherebiah, Judah, and Mattaniah, who was in charge of the songs of thanksgiving and praise, he and his brothers. Also, Bakbukiah and Umni, their brothers, stood opposite them in their divisions of service. Now Jeshua became the father of Jocham, Jocham of Elishib, Elishib of Joiada, and Joiada became the father of Jonathan, and Jonathan of Jaddua. And in the days of Joachim the priest, the heads of fathers' households were Seraiah, Moriah of Jeremiah, Hananiah of Ezra, Meshullam of Amariah, Jehanoam of Malachi, Jonathan of Shebaniah, Joseph of Harim, Adnah of Amariah, Helkai of Edu, Zechariah of Gittithon, Meshullam of Abijah, Zitri of Benaniah, and of Madaiah, Piltai of Bilgah, Shammua of Shemaiah, Jonathan of Jeriab, Mattaniah of Jedediah, Uzi of Sali, Kali of Amek, Eber of Hilkiah, Hashabiah of Jedi, Nathaniel. As for the Levites in the day of Leshabeth, Jobab, Johanan, and Judua, the heads of fathers' households were registered. So were the priests during the reign of Darius the Persian. The sons of Levi, heads of fathers' households, were recorded in the book of the Chronicles until the days of Jonahan, the son of Elishib. The heads of the Levites were Hashabiah, Sherebiah, and Jeshua the son of Kadmiel, and their brothers opposite them, to praise and to give thanks as commanded by David the man of God, one division singing in response to the men in the opposite division. Mattaniah, Bakbukiah, Obadiah, Meshullam, Talmon, and Akbu were gatekeepers keeping watch at the storehouses of the gates. These men served in the days of Joachim, the son of Jeshua, the son of Josedek, and in the days of Nehemiah the governor, and Ezra the priest and scribe. Now at the dedication of the wall in Jerusalem, they sought out the Levites from all their places in order to bring them to Jerusalem, to celebrate the dedication with gladness, with hymns of thanksgiving, and with songs to the accompaniment of cymbals, harps, and lyres. So the sons of the singers gathered together from the district around Jerusalem, and from the villages of the Netophites, from Geth Gilgal, and from the fields of Geba and Asmath, for the singers had built villages for themselves around Jerusalem. The priests and the Levites purified themselves. They also purified the people, the gates, and the wall. Then I had the leaders of Judah come up on the wall, and I appointed 2 large thanksgiving choirs, the first one proceeding to the right on top of the wall toward the refuse gate. Hoshea and half of the leaders of Judah followed them, with Azariah, Ezra, Meshullam, Judah, Benjamin, Shemaiah, and Jeremiah, and some of the priests' sons with trumpets, and Zechariah the son of Jonathan, the son of Shemaiah, the son of Mattaniah, the son of Micaiah, the son of Zachar, the son of Asaph, and his brothers, Shemaiah, Azarel, Melali, Galali, May, Nathaniel, Judah, and Hananiah, with the musical instruments of David the man of God. And Ezra the scribe went in front of them. At the fountain gate they went directly up the steps of the city of David by the stairway of the wall above David's house to the west gate on the east. The second choir went to the left. I followed with half of the people on the wall above the tower of the furnaces to the broad wall, and above the gate of Ephraim, and by the old gate, by the fish gate, and by the tower of Hananel, and the tower of 100, as far as the sheep gate, and they stopped at the gate of the guard. Then the 2 choirs stood in the house of God. So did I, and half of the officials with me. And the priests Eliakim, Messiah, Menahem, Micaiah, Elionai, Zechariah, and Hananiah with trumpets, and Messiah, Shemaiah, Eleazar, Uzi, Jehonanon, Malchiah, Elam, and Ezer, and the singers sang with Jezekiah as their leader. Also on that day they offered great sacrifices and rejoiced because God had given them great joy. The women and children also rejoiced, so that the joy of Jerusalem was heard from far away. On that day men were appointed over the chambers for the stores, the contributions, the first fruits, and the tithes, to gather into them from the fields of the cities the portions required by the law for the priests and the Levites. For Judah rejoiced over the priests and Levites who served, and they performed the worship of their God and the service of purification. So did the singers and gatekeepers, as David and his son Solomon had commanded. For in the days of David and Asaph in ancient times there were leaders of singers, songs of praise and hymns of thanksgiving to God. So in the days of Zerubbabel and later of Nehemiah, of all Israel would give the daily portions for the singers and the gatekeepers, and they set apart the consecrated portion for the Levites, and the Levites set apart the consecrated portion for the sons of Aaron the priest. On that day they read aloud the book of Moses so that the people could hear its words, and in it was found written that no Ammonite or Moabite could ever enter the assembly of God, because they did not meet the Israelites with bread and water, but hired Balaam against them to curse them. Yet our God turned the curse into a blessing. When the Jews heard the law, they separated from Israel all who were of foreign descent. Now prior to this, Eliashib the priest, who was appointed over the chambers of the house of our God, and was related to Tobiah, our adversary, had prepared for Tobiah a large room chamber where previously they had put the grain offerings, the frankincense, the utensils, and the tithes of grain, new wine, and olive oil, which were given by commandment for the Levites, the singers and gatekeepers, and the contributions for the priests. But during all this time I was not at Jerusalem, for in the 32nd year of Artaxerxes, Persian king of Babylon, I went to the king. Then after some time I asked for a leave of absence from the king, and I came to Jerusalem. Then I discovered the evil thing that Eliashib had done for Tobiah by preparing a room for him in the courtyards of the house of God. It was very displeasing to me, so I threw all of Tobiah's household furnishings out of the room. Then I gave an order that they clean the rooms, and I put back there the utensils of the house of God with the grain offerings and the frankincense. I also discovered that the portions due to the Levites had not been given to them, so that the Levites and the singers who did the work had gone away, each one back to his own field. Then I reprimanded the officials and said, "Why is the house of God neglected?" So I gathered the Levites and singers together and restored them at their post. Then all Judah brought the tithe of the grain, the new wine, and the oil to the storehouses. I appointed as treasurers over the storehouses Shelemiah the priest, Zedek the scribe, and Pedaiah of the Levites. Assisting them was Hanan son of Zakur, the son of Mattaniah, for they were considered faithful and reliable, and their task was to distribute supplies to their brothers, fellow Levites. O my God, remember me concerning this, and do not wipe out my loyal deeds and kindnesses, which I have done for the house of my God and for its services. In those days I saw some in Judah who were treading wine presses on the Sabbath, and bringing in sheaves or sacks of grain and loading them on donkeys, as well as wine, grapes, figs, and all kinds of loads, which they brought into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. So I protested and warned them on the day they sold the produce. Also men of Tyre were living there, one who brought fish and all kinds of merchandise, and they were selling them to the people of Judah on the Sabbath, even in Jerusalem. Then I reprimanded the nobles of Judah and said to them, "What is this evil thing that you are doing, profaning the Sabbath day? Did your fathers' ancestors not do the same? And did our God not bring all this trouble on us and on the city? Yet you are adding to the wrath on Israel by profaning the Sabbath." Now when it began to get dark at the gates of Jerusalem before the Sabbath began, I commanded that the doors be shut and not be opened until after the Sabbath. Then I stationed some of my servants at the gates so that no load of merchandise would enter Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. So once or twice the merchants and sellers of every kind of merchandise spent the night outside Jerusalem. But I warned them, saying, "Why do you spend the night by the wall? If you do so again, I will use force against you." From that time on, they did not come on the Sabbath. And I commanded the Levites to purify themselves and come and guard the gates to keep the Sabbath day holy. O my God, remember me concerning this also, and have compassion on me according to the greatness of your loving kindness. In those days I also saw Jews who had married women from Ashdod, Ammon, and Moab. As for their children, half spoke in the language of Ashdod, and none of them knew how to speak Hebrew, the language of Judah, but only the language of his own people. So I contended with them and cursed them and struck some of them and pulled out their hair and made them swear by God, saying, "You shall not give your daughters in marriage to their sons, nor take any of their daughters for your sons or for yourselves." Did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin greatly against God regarding these things? Yet among the many nations there was no king like him. He was loved by his God, and God made him king over all Israel. Nevertheless, the foreign women caused even him to sin by turning to other gods, and so, judged by God, he lost his kingdom. Do we then hear about you, that all you have done, all this great evil, acting unfaithfully against our God by marrying foreign pagan women? One of the sons of Jediah, the son of Elisheba the high priest, was a son-in-law of Sanballat the Horonite, so I chased him away from me. O my God, remember them, because they have defiled the priesthood and the covenant of the priesthood and the Levites. Thus I cleansed and purified them from everything foreign pagan, and I defined the duties of the priests and Levites, each one in his task. And I provided for the wood offering at appointed times and for the first fruits. O my God, please remember me for good and imprint me on your heart.